I added Porsche to F1 2021's My Team Career Mode, put all the settings to automatic, and simulated 10 seasons. How good will Porsche do? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CF Racing, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another CF Racing video, and today everybody we have another simulation for all you guys and girls out here. I know you all love these types of videos. They do take forever to make, so it would be really awesome if you guys can hit that like button and subscribe. But seriously, it takes literally like 2 to 3 days for me just to simulate an entire 10 years. It takes forever, like literally an hour a season. So if you really do want to see more content like this from me, because I have plans to do Brawn next, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get right into the admin of this video. So for Porsche, the lead driver that I chose was an ex-Mercedes junior driver and one who actually almost got the Mercedes call-up back in, I believe it was 2017 when Nico Rosberg left the team in 2018. And I chose Pascal Wehrlein, I'm not really sure how to say it, but I believe he is a Porsche driver for, I think, DTM or some other motorsport. So I'm like, hey, he's a good driver. He's definitely talented enough to be in Formula 1. So I decided to put him as Porsche's main driver. And for Porsche's second driver, I'm like, hey, Guan Yu Zhou just signed a contract in Formula 1, so might as well throw him in the team. Plus, he is a very good young driver in the Formula 1 game, one of the better rookies that you can get. So I added Guan Yu Zhou to be the second driver alongside Pascal Wehrlein. And then in the engine department, I decided to go with a Renault engine. No particular reason, I just don't think Porsche would go for German engines like Mercedes. I don't think Porsche would probably go for a Ferrari engine. I do not think Porsche would go for a Honda engine. So I just gave him a Renault engine. It's the worst engine in the game, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference. So yeah. Next, we're going to move on to the livery. So here is the livery for the Porsche for all 10 seasons of this simulation. In 2021, Valtteri Bottas becomes a world champion. I say it every time, the guy's just absolutely overpowered in career mode and in simulations. I don't know how he keeps beating Lewis, because it's not realistically accurate or anything. But hey, Valtteri Bottas wins a championship, taking 9 wins on the year, followed by Lewis Hamilton 7, Max Verstappen's 5, and Lando Norris actually took his first win in 2021. It wasn't at the Russian Grand Prix, by the way. Sorry, Lando Norris fans. And in the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes takes P1, followed by Red Bull P2. After that, we have McLaren, Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Alpine, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Porsche, Williams, and in dead last, no surprise, we have Haas. In the driver transfer market, Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen both decided to retire from Formula 1. Hopefully they do those like burnout things like they did back in 2018. Giovinazzi goes to Alpine, George Russell goes to Alfa Romeo, Nicholas Latifi follows his homie George Russell and also goes to Alfa Romeo, Callum Ilott goes to Williams, followed by Dan the Man Ticktum also going to Williams. There also is an aero regulation change in 2021 going on to the 2022 season. So with that being said, let's move on to 2022. And in 2022, Max Verstappen becomes a world champion, taking 7 wins on the year, followed by Lewis Hamilton's 5, Valtteri Bottas' 6, Lando Norris's 3, and Daniel Ricciardo's 1. This was a very good bounce back year. Well, not really a bounce back year, just a very good season for McLaren in general. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes win their second consecutive Constructors' Championship, followed by Red Bull and McLaren in P3, Ferrari P4, followed by AlphaTauri, Aston Martin move up a place, Alpine move down a spot, Alfa Romeo, Porsche, Williams, and Haas all remain the same. And in the driver transfer markets, there were quite a few this year, and we have Carlos Sainz moves to Porsche to partner alongside Pascal Wehrlein, Lance Stroll goes to Ferrari. Ooh, that's a nice deal right there. I'm sure Lawrence had some big financial implications there. Esteban Ocon goes to Aston Martin, George Russell goes to Alpine, Mick Schumacher goes to Alfa Romeo, Guan Yu Zhou goes to Haas, Dan Ticktum goes to Haas, Nikita Mazepin and Jack Aitken go to Williams, and in the regulation change department, there is a regulation change to the power and chassis. So now we're going to move on to 2023. In 2023, there is a big shakeup on the grid with McLaren and Lando Norris taking the World Championship. Lando Norris took 14 wins on the year and absolutely dominated. Max Verstappen took 5 wins, Daniel Ricciardo took 1 win, Pierre Gasly took 2 wins, and Valtteri Bottas took 1 win. In the Constructors' Championship, I believe this is the first time since, what is this, 2007? No, not even. I might have been 2006, 2005. I don't even remember. But McLaren win a Constructors' Championship for the first time in God knows how long. They move up 2 spots. In P2, we have Red Bull, then Mercedes, AlphaTauri, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Alpine, Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and once again Haas. You know the drill. They finish in dead last. And in the driver transfer market, Sergio Perez decides to retire. Yuki Tsunoda takes Sergio Perez's spot at Red Bull. He got the promotion before Pierre Gasly. I mean, that could be realistic. You never know. Esteban Ocon goes to AlphaTauri. Dan Ticktum goes to Aston Martin. And Callum Ilott goes to Haas. And there is no regulation change in Season 3, so we're going to move on to 2024. In 2024, we have Red Bull back at the top of Formula 1 with Max Verstappen winning his 2nd World Drivers' Championship. Oh, I forgot to mark it on my little graphic there, but he's supposed to have 2 World Championship wins now. He took 15 wins on the year to finish P1. Pierre Gasly took 5 wins, Charles Leclerc took 2 wins, and Yuki Tsunoda took 1 win. Red Bull win their first Constructors' Championship since 2013, followed by Ferrari in P2, AlphaTauri P3, McLaren P4, Mercedes P5, Alpine P6, Aston Martin P7, Porsche P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Williams P10, and once again, you can say this with me, Haas finish in dead last. And in the driver transfer market, Lewis Hamilton retires from Formula 1, probably by getting embarrassed by Valtteri Bottas all these seasons. Robert Schwartzman goes to Mercedes, Nikita Mazepin goes to Alfa Romeo, and Mick Schumacher goes to Williams. And at the end of the season, there is a regulation change to the aero department, so we're going to move on to 2025. In 2025, we have another absolutely domination of a season for Max Verstappen as he takes 17 wins on the year to take his 3rd World Drivers' Championship. Pierre Gasly finishes in P2 with 5 wins, Leclerc takes 2 wins, and Yuki Tsunoda also takes a win. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull take their 2nd consecutive Constructors' Championship, followed by Ferrari P2, AlphaTauri P3, Porsche move up 4 spots to finish in P4, McLaren P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine P7, Aston Martin P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Williams P10, and Haas once again finish in dead last. And in the driver transfer market, these are actually quite interesting. Daniel Ricciardo retires from Formula 1. Pierre Gasly moves to Porsche to really try to carry a new team. Robert Schwartzman goes to AlphaTauri. Carlos Sainz goes back to McLaren, so we got some Carlando action going back in here. That's pretty awesome. Jack Aitken goes to Mercedes, and Nobuharu Matsushita goes to Williams. And once again, at the end of the season, there is no regulation change, so we're going to move on to 2026. Just like in 2025, we have another domination of a season for Max Verstappen as he takes 15 wins on the year to win his 4th World Drivers' Champion, followed by Pierre Gasly with 2 wins, Yuki Tsunoda with 2 wins, Lance Stroll with 1 win, George Russell with 2 wins, and Charles Leclerc with 1 win. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull win their 3rd straight, Ferrari P2, Porsche move up a spot to finish P3, AlphaTauri P4, McLaren P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Carlos Sainz decides to retire from Formula 1, Zhou to Alfa Romeo, Nicholas Latifi to Alpine, followed by Jack Aitken to Alpine, Marcus Armstrong goes to Haas, Robert Schwartzman goes to Haas, Antonio Giovinazzi to McLaren, and Callum Ilott to Haas. And there is no regulation change at the end of this season, so we're going to move on to 2027. I did forget to mention that George Russell did retire at the end of 2026, but in 2027, we have another absolute domination of a season for Max Verstappen, taking 17 wins. He's kind of just unstoppable at this point. He's won his 5th World Drivers' Championship, like he's insane. Pierre Gasly takes 2 wins, Esteban Ocon takes 3 wins, and Lando Norris takes 1 win. Good season for Ocon, actually. Very surprising. That AlphaTauri car was pretty good. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull take a 4th consecutive Championship. Porsche move up 2 spots to finish in P2. Pierre Gasly had a very good season for them. AlphaTauri finished P3. Ferrari dropped a few spots to P4. McLaren P5. Mercedes P6. Alpine P7. Aston Martin P8. Williams P9. Alfa Romeo P10. And Haas haven't moved. They're still in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Nobuharu Matsushita goes to Alpine, Nicholas Latifi goes to Mercedes, and Callum Ilott goes to Williams. In the regulation change department, there is a major regulation change that will really shape up the grid in Formula 1 to the chassis, power, and durability department, so I'm excited to see what happens in 2028. In 2028, I'm sure all you Ferrari fans are absolutely gonna love this, but Charles Leclerc wins the World Championship. I was so happy. He won by 1 point over Max Verstappen in the final race. Leclerc seriously finished P9 and Verstappen finished P10. I don't know how that happened because I just simulate these things, but hey, Leclerc won finally. If you saw the last video, you would know that I was heartbroken many times, so congratulations, Charles. He took 8 wins on the season. Verstappen finished P2 taking 7 wins. Gasly took 5. Norris took 3. Sonoda took 1, and so did Nicholas Latifi in a Mercedes. What an absolute god. He's better than Bottas, guys, so yeah, that's epic. In the Constructors' Championship, though, Red Bull actually win the Constructors' Championship 5th in a row, followed by Ferrari P2, Porsche P3, McLaren P4, AlphaTauri P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas in dead last. And surprisingly, there are no driver transfers going into the penultimate season of 2029, which is kind of shocking considering we've had them all career mode so far. And there also is no regulation change, so hopefully Ferrari can win a 2nd consecutive Drivers' Championship. That would be pretty sick. But let's move on to 2029. In 2029, Max Verstappen has a bounce-back season, taking his 6th World Championship and also taking 11 wins on the year, but Ferrari had a really strong season as well. Leclerc took 5 wins on the year, followed by Lance Stroll's 3, Yuki Tsunoda's 1, and Antonio Giovinazzi's 1 win. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari beat Red Bull by 2 points to win the Constructors' Championship. Very nice. They win their first since 2008. Red Bull finished P2, Porsche P3, McLaren P4, AlphaTauri P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas in dead last. There are, once again, no driver transfers going into the final season, which kind of sucks. I really wish there would be something. Whatever, but nothing I can do. And in the regulation change department, there is a regulation change to the aero and chassis departments going into the final season, so maybe this will shake up the grid one more time for this career mode. So let's go on to the last year of 2030. And in 2030, this was an absolute domination of a season for Ferrari, which is something you absolutely love to see if you're a Ferrari fan like myself. Leclerc took 18 wins on the year, which I believe is probably the most I've ever seen in a career mode, unless Verstappen won 19. Granted, there are 23 races now because they added Jeddah mid-career mode here. So in the first couple years, there was like 22 races, but then they added Jeddah, so now there's 23. That's why some of the numbers might be a little confusing for you guys. I probably should have clarified that a little bit earlier. But Leclerc took 18 wins on the year, Verstappen took 4, and Lance Stroll took 1 win. Good job, Lance. What a supporting character right there. Ferrari win their 2nd consecutive Constructors' Championship. Red Bull finished P2. Porsche had a pretty good simulation. They never won a Constructors' Championship, but they did end up finishing P2 and P3 a couple times. McLaren P4, AlphaTauri P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas in dead last. It was a very good simulation for Verstappen as he was the most dominant driver, taking, I believe it was 97 wins and 6 World Drivers' Champions. And I did a community tab post saying whoever can guess who would do the best on my next simulation and put it in the comments would get a shout out. So Macker Mates, hey, I just randomly picked you in this comment section. You said probably Max Verstappen. Red Bull tends to dominate in simulations, and you weren't wrong. Red Bull did tend to dominate in simulations. And one thing I did notice is that Red Bull does have the highest like maximum car, even out of like the entirety of like the FOM car or like Ferrari and Mercedes. Red Bull has the best like total potential out of any car on the grid, so that's why Red Bull does dominate, and Haas cannot ever get anywhere close. I do hope Formula 1 do change something like that, because it'd be cool if every car had the exact same max potential, so the drivers really do the difference. Because once you get onto season, like even past season 6, every car is pretty much maxed out, so you know who's going to win every season. But with that being said, guys, hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and share with your friends. And with that being said, hope you all enjoyed, everybody, and have a great day.